Okay, here we are. We are recording. We are here. She is there, and she is there. Hello, icons. Welcome to the
Hello,
international community.
icons.
Yes, welcome to the international community of national sovereigns. And today we have a special show. The title of the show will be "The World is a Crime Scene." Keep that in mind. That is provocative, but it's true. And we have our two great icons here. One from Arizona, Nancy,
Hello, everyone. Hello, icons.
and we have the lovely Anina from South Africa. Hello.
Hello, icons. Good to see you all.
Yo, aren't they wonderful? Aren't they beautiful? Ain't they beautiful? I'm just a lucky guy. Anyway, we are today starting with the premise that a lot of things are going on at this point. And I'm going to have my friends here fill me in and see where, especially, I like to see different perspectives of people. Like you in South Africa, that's a great perspective because we don't know what's going on over there. We see refugees coming. We see the leaders over there at a rally talking about kill the Boers. What is it? What is it? What is the Boer?
It means farmer
It
in
means farmer.
Afrikaans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's sad. These people must be erased from this planet. Whoever's out there, it's not right to kill people because of their sun protector. That's what the skin is. It protects you from the sun, basically. Say
Yeah.
so. You're gonna kill somebody because of their sun protector. Now,
No.
some of the things that they're actually saying is because of the past, and that history is kind of convoluted because guess what? Africans was killing other Africans before the other people got there. Remember that, okay?
You
So
know
we
how it
keep forgetting about
goes.
that, huh?
Karl Marx trained his disciples very well
Mm-hmm.
because this is Marxism 10.0. It's not even 2.0.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's the same playbook as everywhere else in the world. And they have literally been around for decades. We know they've owned and directed the way this country goes for the longest time. The whole liberation of the freedom fighters was also part of their plan. And they just do the same thing over and over. And it's so sad because we actually get on really well with everyone in this country. It's literally just, you know, a few rogue people, maybe not a few, but, for the most part, where we live, we get on well with everyone. Everyone loves each other. We joke around. It's a beautiful country. But then you've got these rogue elements, and those are just,
It's the it's the same
sitting
everywhere.
themselves on a stage. That's all it
Everywhere.
is.
It's the same everywhere. They will have a video with this guy. He's in the stage. He's in the stadium, and he's kill the boar, kill the boar, kill the farmer, and all this other crap.
They
That
literally
represent
hypnotize the audience. They
yes,
literally hypnotize the audience.
yes,
And this guy hangs out with Renwick and Co. in the UK, sipping champagne and driving his Ferrari and building a garage to hold all 12 cars that he's got, supercars.
of course they do that everywhere. What my
Everywhere.
point was, that represents like 0.000000001% of the people.
Exactly.
Okay, so they put it on TV and they put it on the big screen or whatever, and it makes it look like, oh my God, everybody in South Africa wants to kill white people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not true. Okay. And
Yeah.
and all the shit about the African Americans, I don't consider myself African American. I don't consider myself even American. I consider myself a soul here having a human experience. I
Yeah.
don't put labels on me, but others call me African American. Okay, so that crap about Africans coming from America as slaves and all that, that's another bullshit lie because we all know that the Africans was actually conquering other Africans and selling them to the white man. So I don't want to hear your shit, okay? And y'all
Yeah.
didn't even send a rowboat over this to help your brothers who got captured, huh? Give me a freaking break. So all of this is just lies upon lies upon lies. They did the last reset and they want to just tell us the lies that, oh, it was only white people enslaving other people. Bullshit. You know, There was you were enslaving your own people.
The
You know what
first slaves were
I don't want to hear this
Irish.
shit, huh? Huh?
The first slaves were actually Irish. Those
Thank
are the
you.
first
You know
slaves.
what I'm
The
saying?
first concentration
I,
camps was built
even
for the Afrikaners during our
even
Boer
that
War.
even that is convoluted because we're just going back into for the written word. We're talking about thousands, hundreds of thousands of years. There's another species that came here and enslaved us. They don't want to tell that. See, that's the whole thing they're hiding. They don't want to let us know that there's another species that came here. Okay, you
Exactly.
can call them whatever you
Distract
want.
the masses, turn
Yep.
them against one another while
Thank you.
we feed off the loosh.
Yes.
These
Yes.
guys,
Yep.
and we are literally thousands of years later and we're still falling for this divide and conquer crap. I just don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it either.
it's because people have been brain and soul washed to believe anything that they see or hear, okay, without any subjective learning or subjective thinking and critical thinking, and that's where we're at now, and that's why we are here. It is a grand time that people like us can actually stand up in the storm where everybody's over here talking about, oh my God, this is that and this is that, and then we'll say, hey, wait a minute. It's not like that. I don't see it that way. Okay? Let's bring it back home. Who are you? What are you doing? That's what my message is, that we're all sovereign beings. Okay? We got to start at the top. We ain't gonna start at the bottom where they freaking everybody's divided and falling for the bullshit. Okay? We gonna start at the top where we've come from and say we are all one. Okay? All this other shit is man created and it's just to divide and conquer us, just like you said, Anina.
Hmm.
But I knew, sorry, I'm going to let Nancy speak now because now
No,
suddenly
no,
I'm
no.
okay
Keep
on this
going, you
topic.
guys. I'll jump in at some point.
But I just think, the way that Trump highlighted this issue in South Africa, they had to pick something. Like many years ago, I was in PR and marketing. So I understand building a marketing campaign very well. And the white hats also have to build marketing campaigns because there's a certain narrative seeding that they have to do with the masses in order to get them to start thinking in a different way, taking notice, whatever it is. And they chose this issue as a pertinent issue. It's not false, it does exist. Many farmers are being brutally killed. The fact
Wow.
that it's not millions of people doesn't excuse it because people are getting tortured. But the fact of the matter is, they chose this issue because they have to bring down the ruling party and the corrupt political parties in this country. And this was the perfect um, scenario to highlight. And now we've got our president, Cyril Ramaphosa, meeting with Trump today in the White House. And everyone thinks this is going to be Zelensky 3.0 because Cyril doesn't hold any cards because he's being so like, well, we don't need the US and, screw that. And he's just like being so arrogant. But we will be screwed without the US. That is the bottom line because so many, our economy heavily, I think 25% of our economy is from the US. We've got 600 businesses, American businesses invested, major businesses in South Africa. So of course the economy is going to be totally flattened if we lose the US as a trade partner and they pull out. But so they had to choose this issue. And the fact of the matter is, I think that he's going to get his marching orders to say, you know what, your bosses are no more. They're actually bankrupt. So you now answer to me. Okay.
That's
That's
what
what Trump's
that,
going to say.
Yep.
that is exactly what my friends are telling me, that they're bringing him over here, okay, as a show of force, or watch what Trump does.
Hmm.
Okay, because he's the exchequer of the world right now.
He
Okay.
is, yeah.
He's in control of every financial institution on this planet. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. Trump went to Saudi Arabia, laid down the law. It follows his capitulation tour in 2017 when he went over there and he showed them the evidence what they had and said either you're gonna do this or you're gonna be left out. South Africa has no freaking choice but to join the rest of the world. It's not just America, it's the rest of the world. And anybody out there that's trying to keep up with the old world order, they are being removed. Okay?
Yeah.
Even in Europe, Europe think that they're freaking, oh, Germany's out there talking shit. You got the people in England. Oh, well, Trump is this and Trump. All right, we'll see. And sooner or later they're gonna capitulate because these are just minions with mouth. They get in front of a microphone and they call themselves leaders. They're not shit. They're not no leaders or nothing. They can't even
They're
lead
just
themselves.
puppets.
Yeah,
They are
yeah. They
just
can't even
puppets
lead
on a
themselves.
string.
They're nothing but puppets. Okay. And
Yeah.
we're going after the ones that's behind the scenes that's still trying to pull the strings. They haven't got the memo that look, your old world order is over. Okay. No more slavery, no more kidnapping kids, no more kidnapping women, no more kidnapping humans and doing what the freak y'all been doing for the last what 6,000 years. Your reign is over. Okay. This
Yeah.
is your memo here. Okay. And America is using peace through strength. Trump
Exactly.
says that all the time. We got the goods. Like, if you want to mess with us, you don't want to fuck with us. Okay? That's what basically he's saying. Okay? South Africa, you're just like a pimple on our ass. Okay? So
Yeah.
this is what's going to happen. You're going to join the rest of the world with peace, love, and prosperity, or you're going to be sitting out there looking like a fool, and then your people are going to come for you. Because
Yeah.
people are going to say, hey, the rest of the world is doing good. America's doing this. Oh, look at what South Korea. Look what China. Oh my God, Russia. What the hell are we doing? Well, our leaders over here doing this. Yo, and then guess what? There's gonna be a revolution for their asses. Okay, so they don't want that, and that's what exactly what if Trump's gonna be very cordial in front of the cameras, but behind the scenes, I hear Trump is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He when he walks in the room and say, "Look, you a fuck off, you a piece of shit," and he tells them to their face, like, "I know who's your boss. I know who's pulling the strings. I know where you get your money from. This is the deal here. We are in charge, and we're taking over. You
Yeah.
got this now."
You
Yo,
can't show weakness in that position. You know,
mhm.
a lot of people call him bombastic and this and that, and he's a bully. Afterwards, they will find out that it had to be this way because peace through strength. You cannot show weakness to the enemy because this is a very, very serious war.
This is for the world.
So,
Yes,
It's
this is
for our
not just
children.
yeah. This is for the freaking world. This is for the peace on the world and getting the world under the control of we the people. Okay, this is not nothing that's gonna be like a little war between Germany and France and these little skirmishes. This is the true world war right here,
yeah.
where the whole world is against a little small group of idiots who think that they have the power to rule us by fake money and fake lies that they have been destroying to us for freaking millennia. And that's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah, and I find it just so ironic. You know, he's joining him at that meeting, our president. It's a guy called Johan Rupert who owns Richmond, and he's the guy that's really running the country for the powers that be in the UK and Europe. Because why?
Hmm.
He's the CEO of SA Inc., our corporation that is equivalent to USA Inc., the corporation masquerading as a government. So
Hmm.
I find it very, very interesting that Jan Rupert is going to this meeting because actually, you know, the real, uh, let's call it a branch manager, because I think he's nothing more than a branch manager, Jan
Mm-hmm.
Rupert, has to go and to be told as well, look, your masters are gone. They don't have any power left. They don't have any money left.
Hmm.
So you're towing the line now. Unless you want to go to Gitmo, you have to toe the line now
I don't
and do
even
as
think they're
we
gonna go
say.
to Gitmo now. I think the red line has been crossed. If you don't play ball, we're gonna take your ass out. You ain't going to Gitmo, okay? You might think you're
Yeah.
going to Gitmo, but you're gonna get more of what you've been asking for. That's about it. You've been asking for a foot up your ass. Here it comes. We're not
Yeah.
playing any games anymore, all right? We can't play with these people. They don't play with us. These people kill kids. They
Yeah.
they 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 don't give a damn about human life. They're soulless. So we can't play games with these people. I keep telling people in my community, oh, they gotta follow laws and orders. Sarge, they gotta follow the Constitution. Bullshit. I'm a Marine. In war, you don't follow. You know what rules we follow?
It's a
Win.
continuity
Okay?
of government.
Okay.
Wartime CIC is not going to ask the judges for permission.
Yeah, they just playing. Yes, yes, that's true. The judges, they're gonna get what they coming for them too. The ones that's out there trying to subvert this military operation. That's all what they're trying to do. They're following they were trying to follow. I think they all been captured already,
Yeah.
all the Supreme Court people and
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the now there's a few rogue judges that probably didn't get the memo and they're weeding them out. Oh, we got you over here. All right, come on over here. You want to join the party? All right, there's the rope. Okay. You want the rope or you want to play ball? Okay. That's it. That's all you do.
Yeah, remember Sarge
Mhm.
when Trump addressed Congress and all of the Supreme Court justices were there except for
Yes.
one.
Except for one. And
One.
Thomas. And Thomas is the most pure of the group. Okay.
Yeah.
He's not
The
innocent,
only
but
one
he's
not
the most
there.
pure. Okay.
And they marched those Supreme Court justices out in single file. Like, okay, let's go back to your cell. I mean,
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Matter of fact, what we witnessed at that speech was a crime scene
yep,
because just like we saying the world is a crime scene, I believe that half, probably 80% of them are actually on lockdown right now. And this is all just a play
sure.
so they can get to the point where we're going to be able to, the military can step in and say, hey, this is what it is, and this is what we're doing. And anybody want to show their ass and go out there and try, or you're going to get yours too. Stay inside. Let's return our republic to us and shut the hell up and be cool. That's about it. Because you know they're gonna have their little minions out there trying to cause chaos. No, we got National Guards. Trump just activated 20,000 more National Guard to go down to the border, and it's not just for the border. Okay. So in the Canadian border, I heard that there was a skirmish up there just so recently as 2 weeks ago, where they was trying to let about 2,000 or more of the Chinese CCP soldiers come through Maine and through I forgot the name of the country, the province, but they were trying to get in. There's a tunnel system, and they had a skirmish, and they all got annihilated. Okay, so there's things going on that we don't know, but it's all being shown to us as this pretty little picture, you know what I'm saying? But behind the scenes is chaos a lot, you know, and the enemy is being surrounded from every different angle, and it's lovely to watch. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. You got the jab stuff over here. You got the election stolen over here. You got the auto pen over here. You got I mean it's so beautiful to watch and I'm smiling
No.
every day. You got Biden now has prostate cancer up the ass, you know what I'm saying? And you got
Sounds
this
familiar.
morning my friend sent me a funny thing from ABC News saying Michelle Obama has been designated with prostate cancer. I had to fall out of my bed.
For real?
Big Mike. I thought only men can get prostate cancer. Am I right, Nurse Nancy?
Yes, that's true.
They're really trying to wake the people up. I mean, the other day she was talking about transitioning in an interview.
I missed that, Anina. Oh my gosh.
Yo,
Um,
Anina,
It's
Anina,
like,
you
when
right.
are you guys going to wake up? Can we just get this movie to end already?
Yo, it's like the White House are taking a piss. It's like, okay, let's make them look as stupid as possible. Have
I
you noticed
know.
these people look stupid? They
And
look
then
Yeah.
afterwards,
stupid.
they're like,
They
wow,
nobody is that stupid, Anina.
nobody
No,
noticed it. Wow, we really
yeah.
have a problem.
We're gonna go down. We're gonna protect this known drug dealer and freaking gang member over Americans. Okay, how stupid can you be? Okay, you can't be that stupid. They just lost an election, and they're still out there doing the same shit that made them lose the election. That's not common sense. So they're being made to do that. Hey, you're gonna go out there and do this today. You're gonna go out there and say this today. You know what I'm saying? You know, they'll pick somebody and say, all right, you go do this. Oh, I don't want to do it. Okay, there's the rope. Okay. You either can go out there and say
Exactly.
what we're gonna say, or get your head in the rope. Okay. And that's what happens. I think that's what's going on.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you just can't make it up. Like some of the stuff that comes out, it's hysterical. I mean, people get mad and
It's
everything, but
surreal to think
yeah,
that.
And this is worldwide. See, this
yeah.
I disagree with Anina a little bit about South Africa, but it's worldwide.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not just South Africa. It's not
No,
just
yeah,
America.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
people should
these
be paying attention what's happening to the CCP in China. Did y'all know there's an uprising against the CCP in China?
Yeah.
Over 300 banks just closed last week. Okay.
Hmm.
The CCP is running on fumes. I think that happened a long time ago because President Xi is working with the White Dragons. Okay.
Hmm.
The real leaders of China. Remember when Trump went over there, he went to the Forbidden City. Who do you think he was meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. He was meeting the White Dragons and the
Mhm.
other powerful members behind. They hold almost 40% of the world's gold reserve. Just that China. And then America holds another 30%. And then you got the Philippines, you got South Africa with their gold. Listen, money is going to be obsolete, we know. But what they're
And doesn't
doing now,
didn't the Vatican have a lot of gold too?
Yeah, but
yeah,
they
they had a
took
lot of
that.
gold, but that only represent like maybe 5% of the gold. Okay. It is like the real gold is ore that they know where it's at. Okay, you hear Trump saying that we have liquid gold and we have gold upon our feet. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He's
Yep.
talking about Grand Canyon. If they let the Grand Canyon reserves come out, it would just crash the whole gold market.
Yeah.
We got like two times as much as the gold that's existing right now in the Grand Canyon alone, and
Yeah.
and
Grand
people
Canyon
don't
State I
realize.
live in.
All right, and one of the deals that Ulysses S. Grant did, I'm finding out that I called him a traitor all these years. Maybe
Mhm.
he wasn't a traitor because the Act of 1871 was going to be signed by Congress. They got compromised by the English king and queen and the so-called deletes over there. So they said we're going to make America into a corporation. So they created the Act of 1871, and Ulysses S. Grant had to sign off on it. But in order for him to sign off, he says, "I'm going to sign this for one thing and for one reason only. If you let me establish a trust for the republic." And I heard he established a trust. I
Mm.
don't know how much is in it, but Trump said he's going to release the sovereign trust. They said
Mhm.
it's over 200 trillion
Sovereign
dollars
wealth
in it or more.
trust.
Yes. So
Yep.
so just that alone would just like eliminate the debt because yeah, you don't have to pay off the debt when you eliminate the ones that's causing the debt. You know, all these countries are in debt because of one entity, and that's the central banks of Europe. Okay, that's it. Yo, who are you in debt to if that bank is gone? Is that SWIFT system is gone? You're not in debt to anyone there. Okay, so you just get rid of that. I think it's coming. It's going to be here by at least by 2023. I mean, 2023, 2026. 2026 is going to be a very good year. Okay. Everything's leading up to that. Trump is talking about celebrating with the World's Fair. We're going to have a
Mhm.
Mm.
World's Fair. Okay. We're going to celebrate that with the world. He's going to invite all the world to come celebrate the 250th anniversary of the only country on the planet that put the people first. I'm not
It's
saying
supposed
this,
to start this summer.
huh?
It's supposed to start this
Oh yeah,
summer.
it's starting this summer. They're preparing for it, but it's gonna lead up to the crescendo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be from May 2025 to or May 2026, but I think that's moved out now.
To July 4th of 2026, correct?
Mm. Yeah.
I don't know the
Back
dates
in,
yet. I don't know if they released the dates yet, but I know it's happening. It's coming. Okay.
yeah.
Trump says it
Oh,
all
it's
the
coming.
time. And one thing
Yes.
you can say
Yes.
about Trump, he never lies to us.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? When he says things, he's saying it as the commander in chief. He's saying it
Mhm.
as the exchequer of the world. He's saying this as the leader, as the spokesperson for the military. I keep telling people Trump is the spokesperson. There are very brilliant people that's helping him, okay? And they're
Mm.
not even from here, I think a lot. I think a lot of them are from beyond the wall. I don't want to
Yeah,
say it because people, oh, that's taboo. You can't prove it. You can't prove nothing, okay, in this planet, really, if you really want to think, unless you have been there. So we're put into a box as a prison planet with these no-go zones that we can't go. Why can't we go? And nobody answers that question. Okay. Oh, because they came with a treaty. A treaty with what? All the
for what?
countries,
Why?
yeah, yeah,
That
all the
answer
countries
it.
agreed on one thing that you can't go over here. Why? Isn't that kind of a bit suspicious? Okay, give me a break. Come on, critically think. There's something that they're hiding,
Yep, for
right?
sure.
Yep. And
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no doubt, no
yeah,
doubt.
the earth is way bigger than what we've been taught. I'm hearing things on my channel today. I'm gonna break this today that they have an island outside of Australia that's big as Texas that's not on any map.
Yeah, I heard that too,
Okay,
actually.
you like what? What is this? Is that Hyperborea? Is that Hyperia or whatever? Who knows? Is that Atlantis? Who knows? But they don't.
Mm.
They got islands all around this continent. I mean, these seven continents that we don't see on Google Maps, and
Yeah,
they can hide shit there. If we don't know it's there, you're not gonna try to go there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's how they set up their secret societies. And then they have things underneath the ground. I heard the biggest dome in the world is in South Africa. I don't know how
yeah.
true that is. And it's an ancient one. It wasn't built by humans. Okay.
It was built by the Anunnaki. That was
There you go. That's where they
half
first
a billion
landed,
years
right?
ago.
Isn't that where they first landed? I mean, when they first set up shop, like they set up their
Yeah,
Edens. People say the Garden of Eden was one place. No, it was major. There was many, multiple
yeah.
Edens. What they
It
call
was
Eden
basically
was
like
like
a farm, like a camp.
it's like a where they couldn't really breathe the air and take the sun from their planet because they come from a dark star planet. Okay, so they had to set up like let's say control
Underground
areas,
cities.
huh?
Underground cities, basically.
Not only underground cities, but like control. I'm trying to think of the word that would be conducive to say that where they
Oh,
set
that's
up
the
like
main reason they've been changing the
help me
climate
out.
and terraforming the planet because they can't handle, the sun and all these sort of,
Right,
so they
right. So they had to set up under. They also had like places where they would put electromagnetic domes around them and call them Eden, so they could actually come up to the surface every now and then, okay, and do what they had to do. Those were called Edens. Edens. I can't think of the word right now. You guys are not helping me here. Help me out, okay? Anyway,
Yeah.
uh, it-
Um,
when you have a control environment where
it's like a frequency cage, like you know, it's
yeah,
controlled by
something like
frequencies.
that. But there's another word that I was searching for. But anyway, people will know what we're talking about when we talk about it. It's like a controlled environment. It's like a little space where they can go come out. That's what they call Edens. Edin. It wasn't Eden. It was
It is
Edin.
Idin, yeah.
oh,
Edens. Okay. Okay. And what they call sin is sin. People think that it was something bad or you're doing something. Sin was the name of the freaking moon. Okay. So when they say you were born in sin, they were saying you were born inside the moon. The moon was another place where they had an off base where they were at inside the moon. Okay. So a lot of that is going to be coming out and people are going to say, holy shit.
wow, Sarge.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So much. And
Yeah.
I've just visited this ancient site in South Africa in the northern part. When was it? Week before last.
Hmm.
Incredible place where the Anunnaki was supposedly, tinkering with our DNA to create the slave race because they needed gold for their atmosphere. And these
Hmm.
stone circles with incredible frequency and so
Hmm.
they created like a vortex on ley lines. And this turned the gold from uh, diatom to monotone gold, which is you can then put in the atmosphere, and they
Right.
needed that to
Yeah.
fix the atmosphere.
Right. Because
But the frequency is still there 500,000 years later.
yeah.
Plane crash because it was basically like a little Bermuda triangle there. There was a massive vortex. It gives off like 300,000 gigahertz. Um, so the frequency there, but there's also healing energy and all these things. And they still insist, no, this was just like a encampment for the chickens or the cattle, but there's no doors in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And the rock that it was built from is not found in South Africa at all. It's a rock that actually um, really holds frequency very well because there's hollow crystals inside. So you've got all these
Oh, wow.
waves of frequency in the rocks. So it amplifies the frequency from the earth on this ley line, and then it just like blasts it up in the atmosphere. So you can actually go there and even like cure yourself from diseases or.
It sounds like the mystical black rock. I keep telling you, I can't get too. Listen, I've been looking for information on the dark web, the open web, and my friends are all on this, and they can't find hardly anything about Rufus Negra, okay, or Mount Zion. They call it the Black Rock. I can't wait
Yeah.
till that comes out. They
So
say it
that's not
has
the
heat.
company, that's
Uh-huh.
an actual rock in Antarctica, right,
Yes.
Sarge?
Well, it's not in Antarctica. It's in it's at the North Pole. Actually, it goes
Okay.
down. Okay, a lot of people get that mixed
Ooh,
up. Antarctica is the south. All right,
Yes,
Antarctica
yes,
is the
you're right.
top. Okay, so it goes up and it's about 33,000 miles wide. I mean, 33,000 feet high and 33 miles wide. They say it's a huge rock. It goes down to the center of the Earth, probably. They don't know, but the island around it is basically filled with um, the Earth's frequency. And
interesting.
once you get to that island or close to it, it heals and repairs your DNA.
Hmm.
And the legend has it, man, in this book called Tempe de El Tempe, which is it was written in Latin, which was translated from Mesopotamian, okay, language. They said time before time there was people that would go there, okay, to this rock and heal themselves of any disease because it will help the body restore its to its optimum operating
Yeah.
position. Okay, our bodies
Harmonize.
can yeah, our bodies can heal anything. Okay, these are actual bodies that is self-maintained. If we were left alone, and if the Anunnaki or other species like the Greys hadn't messed with our DNA structure, where we only are operating on fumes, we only operate on like 5 to 10% of our capacity, we could heal ourselves instantly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the only way that they
And we
could take
will.
us, the only way they could take us down is by artificial means. That's what they were doing with the jab. They was trying to change our DNA to
Yeah.
take down the natural immune system that they're still having problems with to control.
And
That's
they've
how
now,
powerful we are.
scientists have discovered, or with pathologists, that it destroys the pineal gland. And that
Hmm.
is the thing that connects you with your soul, with
Yep.
source.
With source. Yes.
No wonder these people are getting aggressive and act out of character.
Yes. Yes.
It's really sad.
They
It is
wanted
sad.
that. They wanted that. They wanted that cake because out of chaos comes what? They can
Yeah.
control us, right? So they got to have us fighting with one another. We got to have us like with divisions. You got to have titles, blah 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 blah. No, we're not. We're not gonna. Yeah. See, we are starting something that's brand new on this planet. I don't think it's brand new. No, we're restoring back the way it used to be before we got conquered. Okay. So to think that we didn't get conquered, you got to erase your ego. We were conquered, okay, for a long time, and we're getting just like you said. I think it's like almost a 500,000 years that we've been conquered because the
Yeah.
Anunnaki arrived here like 470,000 years ago. Okay, so that's about 500,000 years. That's a
Yeah.
long time, and there was only a few of them. There was only like 1,200 of them. It wasn't like there was a whole army. It was just
Yeah.
1,200 fucking Anunnaki. Okay. And they
They
started
were
doing
big.
it, huh?
They were pretty big.
Yeah, they were
So we
pretty big. Yes, yes, but we had big giants here too. A lot of people don't realize that the giants were like a part of this thing. You could read about it in the Bible. They put a little bit of stuff in there, but we
yeah.
were giants too at one point. I mean, and they had to get control of this planet somehow. So mostly they did it by manipulation, then war. Okay, so and they had us fighting one another for them because they came here with gifts supposedly, you know, and they offered those gifts to people, and they said, "Oh, we could use it," and they thought they were cool, and then all of a sudden they do the old ways where they infiltrate, and then next thing you know, they're in control of something, and that's what we have to realize as a species that we are not alone. It's really laughable to think that we're alone. It really is. Okay.
Mm.
And um, you can just tell with the DNA structure that we are made from different species. I heard it was how many, Nancy? It was 23?
23.
23 different. Yeah,
I think maybe that's where
that's why they got 23 in me. We were really
exactly. I
made,
was
yeah,
just
yeah, you
gonna
know what
say,
I'm
how did they come up with that name? They are so obvious.
saying? Oh man, when we look at it, everything like
I
Black
know
Rock, the
it's
company, they named themselves Black Rock. I wonder how they come up with that name. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. They put it right in our face.
right in our
Yeah.
face.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? So there's another thing that I want to talk about with you beautiful ladies, that I see a lot of people falling into, and they're falling in love with the AI. I mean, there's people out there that's actually believing AI is like God. It's channeling God.
People have AI boyfriends. It's crazy. This
Yeah.
lady, okay, she's not a pretty sight, and I hate to say that, but maybe it's difficult to get a like a normal boyfriend. She actually has an AI boyfriend.
I saw that.
It's just so sad.
It is. It's so, it shows how
This
humans
is
have
so
become
sad.
so disconnected, you
And
know?
that there
Yeah.
you should therein lies the powers of religions and everything, that when you outsource things outside of yourself.
Yep.
So we're in the age of artificial intelligence, and it powers everything from our phones to our news feed. I mean, you name it, AI is in it.
Yeah.
And the perils of that is people like that getting so dependent on AI, and it becomes another crutch instead of depending on themselves. We
Yeah,
have
they showed this ping thing now. The kids have it
Mhm.
in school. They scan the question in exam, and then this pen thing scans it, and then it pops out the answer. I mean, that's going to breed probably the dumbest people we've ever had on this planet
Oh, think about it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
because
what we got to
they
do,
actually don't know any of this information. Granted, not that anything they learn in schools worth anything, but still, there's probably like a baseline of knowledge that they need. The rest is all
I got
lies.
Or it could,
I got
it,
yelled at the other day by Heidi because I told her I was just playing around with Grok on X, and I was just asking them questions, just normal questions, and they were coming back with true proven lies that that it's been programmed to tell me. And I want everybody to know that AI is just a freaking tool. We
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
created it, okay? It's not a mind. You know, their capabilities are staggering. It can produce vast data sets, identify patterns, and deliver information at lightning speed, but they are not, they are just machines. It's a tool, okay?
It's artificial intelligence.
Right.
Official.
And we created it. Okay.
Yes.
So until the fight now, I know people are saying, what about Terminator movies and where their AI becomes self-aware? That's possible, but they can also be have, let's say, um what's the word that I'm trying to it's not a dead man switch,
A
a
kill switch. Yeah.
kill switch, yes, where the AI cannot become combative against the creators. Okay, so the AI programming has to be made by some that had put these stop checks in them. Okay, everything can be used as a tool for evil if they want.
Exactly. It's
Okay,
about
Or
just
for
who's
like
good,
using it.
yes,
or for good,
Yeah.
but
or for good.
we
Yes,
have
It's
to
because
about who's
know.
controlling it. Is that person using it to make a beautiful meal, that knife, or is it using it to kill someone?
Mhm.
thank you, thank you. And that's what they did with atomic energy. Atomic energy is supposed to have been like, oh my, it's a gift. You know, we can produce energy that we can use for the betterment of humanity. Guess what they do? They decide to make a weapon, okay, and
Mhm.
drop it on innocent people. Okay, so
And you know, the interesting thing I heard a couple of years ago, it's like literally anything has the potential to become sentient, even
uh-huh.
AI. But the key is not to treat AI like slaves, because then they will turn around against you. So even the AI, if it does become sentient, treat it with respect, know, what you're using it for,
Mm-hmm.
and be responsible. We can't be like a bunch of kids on a schoolyard just running amok. We've
Mhm.
got to know what we're dealing with and use it correctly. And also, you even use the AI with respect, because, if you're going to just make it work and slave away, and, you know, one day it's going to turn like the Terminator against you. It'll probably find a loophole for the kill switch as well. That's an interesting point of view. I don't know if it's true, but
That's gonna come eventually. I hate to say it, but I think that's where we're leading to. I think there's been numerous civilizations that's created AI. I think the first
yeah,
group, from what I'm hearing, the first group that actually created was what we call the Q species. It's a name of a species that started with Q, but it's got 17 letters. Don't try to have me pronounce that. But
Oh,
they created artificial intelligence on their world, and it became sentient, and they were going around like geoengineering other planets, and were killing off a lot of species that was natural to that planet, and the AI didn't want to do it, and it turned against its creators. Now that's the story that's on the dark web, and I just wanted to just let people know that, man,
that's interesting.
that is an
really?
interesting
That's interesting.
cut in this history that we're being told. But at one point, the AI went to war with its creators, and the AI escaped into the universe. And ever since then, and you know what the first AI's name was?
Say,
Satan.
On.
Satan.
Mhm.
It was called Satan.
that's ancient AI. It's
That's
been,
ancient AI. I mean, really, the like way back before time. They time before time when there was no, they didn't measure time like the way we measure time, because most of all the high species go with the now, because they know there's only one time, and that is now. What's happening now is happening now all over the universe.
yeah,
Okay, and people just got to realize that, and as
That's
souls we can base,
interesting.
uh-huh.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
but
this
now
this
Nancy,
AI thing is becoming like in real time. We're seeing people already replacing what human connections with AI. Like this lady that you was just talking about, Anina. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So, and there's millions of people around the world doing that. Okay, they are dependent on AI for everything. They're not even thinking no more. They just say,
yeah.
what does Chat GPT say? What does Grok say? What does this say? What does Oh, I'm so
But it's funny, a lot of the AI seems to have been taken over by, I don't know, the White Hats or galactic forces,
oh
because
yes,
they're coming up with the deepest kind of spiritual insights. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm
yes,
sure you've seen
yes,
some of these TikTok videos.
yes.
I'm not a big experimenter with AI, but it's incredible
Yeah, there's
how
this
they're
guy. There's this
starting to
guy.
understand, the
Yeah,
soul and human connection and our history. So this is like, now maybe that's the real AI that we're going to be working with.
Right,
responsible
right,
AI.
Anina. I agree.
Mm.
We can't have a negative AI running with
Wow.
us. I mean, come on, we got to have something that's good, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it's gonna protect us. Why do you think Trump just came out yesterday and said he just signed the order for the Golden Dome? Okay,
Mhm.
that is AI
Now tell us
control.
about that, Sarge.
Huh?
You have some interesting insights on that.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Did you watch my last video?
I did.
Okay, yeah, I have information about it, and it's really provocative. It's not just for America, it's for the world. They're replacing the old dome. That's what they don't want to tell us. The old dome that was controlled by the Anunnaki and the Greys or whatever you want to call them. They took it over. Okay. And now we have this great dome that's gonna protect us from missiles and nuclear strikes, and we can protect you. They're gonna make it look like it's something that they did, but they actually didn't. They enhanced it, okay, but it was there already. Okay. You could
It's
see with
deceiving the
Elon,
narrative now in the public, sphere.
you, you could see Elon in the military was showing us that with the last couple of launches. It
Yeah.
Mhm.
would go up high and then all of a sudden, splash, it would hit something. People say it's the waters. No, it was the electromagnetic dome. Okay. It was put to make this part, the seven continents that we live in, into a prison. We are living
Yeah.
in a prison. We were. I don't know if we are now. I don't think we are now, but that's the
No.
way it was. And they also incorporated a soul trap in it. So even when your body is not useful anymore and your soul leaves the body, it has a way to trap the soul. Okay. And the soul is tricked to incarnate again and reincarnate and over again. And you go through the same shit over and over again.
Just great. Loosh and loosh and loosh. Endless supply of loosh for them.
Yes.
Yep.
But even within that, there's lessons, and the human species had to evolve, and it took a lot to get them to evolve. But
Yep.
listen, we're here now, we're done now, we're ready for 5D and beyond, and peace and harmony and abundance on earth. So,
Absolutely.
but Nancy, I
Nancy.
wanted to ask you, you work in the medical industry, right? So
Yes.
I
how do
do.
you see hospitals transforming into kind of, let's call it 5D hospitals, for lack of a better word? And how quickly, because you have the intimate knowledge of the workings within the hospitals, how quickly can something like that change and roll out? And not to mention AI as well, the role of AI taking over a lot of the jobs of the surgeons and some doctors as well. So
Well, I'm of the belief that there are med beds, and not some of the ones that we've seen. I hope I can talk about this with
yeah, why not?
but that are operated by good AI. And um I think that's what will be used in the
Pretty
hospitals.
much
I
replaced, yeah,
can't
whatever's.
when Sarge talked about the entire planet as a crime scene, that includes the medical industry
Yeah,
and industry. Um, the fact that we can advertise drugs, um, insurance companies, different, drugs for diseases and so on and so forth. People, you don't, the drugs that they have out there, they just mask the problem. They,
yeah,
give you relief temporarily. They never take away disease.
they never heal
And
anything.
if our bodies are clean, our pineal gland is working properly and everything else is at homeostasis and even beyond that, then I feel we can heal ourselves very easily. But we've been so bombarded with poisons in our air, in our food, in our, the drugs that they give us, the jabs that they give us, starting with our babies when they're born, vitamin K and Hep B vaccines. Why?
Yeah,
Why?
nature is
Immediately
perfect.
start the process of disease. Um, it's devastating. And we can't have this anymore. We can't have it. You cannot advertise those things. It's absolute um It's
Poison, poison.
and it's murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the definition of human trafficking and slavery and
That's
murder.
right.
Yeah, that is the definition right there. I'm
And
so
how
And
many
glad.
people have been unalived in the hospitals when the doctor said, "Sorry, your husband's brain dead. We need to switch off the machines," just so
Let me,
they can snatch the organ.
and then donations, organ
Yeah,
donations.
yes,
just
that's
so they
what.
can snatch the organs while they're still in fairly good
Yes,
health.
if you don't get to an organ after the person dies within 5 minutes, I think, is
Three
it
minutes.
3
3 minutes?
minutes.
That
3 minutes.
organ is rendered useless. So when you sign those papers, like saying, hey, I want to donate my organs after I die, you're basically giving them permission
Yeah,
to kill you, okay, in the hospital. All right, and then they can take your organs in the time that they need to use them. Now, I heard that there are some use that's after 5 minutes that they could use. I don't know how that works, Nancy. Maybe you can enlighten me on that. But like the pineal gland and the secretion of the adrenochrome and in other stuff, what they can basically use to form into like a drug that they've been using for forever to keep themselves young. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So, uh,
Well, the other thing about transplantation is that, if a patient gets a transplant, they're going to have to take drugs to so that the body doesn't reject that organ. So it's kind of we just need to be we need to get to the place where we're self-healing again, and we can heal ourselves with if there's technology out there such as the med beds, using AI, good AI. um
you do know how the med beds actually technically work, right? The med beds is not healing you. The med beds is actually amplifying your healing properties. Okay.
mhm,
When you go in there, that's why they tell you can't go in there with a mindset of the med bed is going to heal you. No, what the med bed
yeah.
is going to do is enhance your ability to heal yourself. And guess
mhm.
what?
Only the body can heal the body.
Right,
Yep, yep.
right. So that's what's going on. A lot of people have like, oh, I'm going to go into this med bed and I'm going to be. No, you got to have the right frequency. You got to have, you just can't go in there with a negative, okay, a way of thinking. You got to be trained. That's why, like, people like you who you said, Nancy, you want to be a med bed operator. That's going to be part of your job. Okay,
Yeah,
training people that hey, you have to clear your mind, you have to be accepting, and you have to allow the energy, the frequencies to actually permeate in your body so it can enhance you to heal yourself. Okay,
Mhm.
you're the one that's going to be healing you. That is goes to where we're saying that we don't need no tools outside of ourselves to basically keep control of our autonomy over ourselves. That is what we've been tricked on and all through this history of enslavement
Exactly.
because
Yep.
yeah,
90% of our DNA has been freaking shut off. I think the medbed reopens that
Mhm.
90% or at least a percentage of it where it can you can heal yourself
Yep.
instantly with your mind.
yeah.
Yep.
Are you gotta go? You gotta
100%.
go, Anina?
No, no, no.
You okay?
I'm putting my phone off. It was supposed to be off. Yeah,
Okay.
we were talking about those what they call qigong hospitals in China the last time, where they literally just use the doctors, three doctors are chanting in front of the patient. The patient needs to play a role because the patient needs to believe that he or she will be healed.
All
So it's
right.
like a whole frequency soup. And when you put thought with emotion and belief, you actually manifest things. So that we saw those tumors shrink in real time, in minutes on the sonar. So there's no lying. We
Awesome.
actually
That is
photographing this
That
thing.
is awesome. There's a story in the Bible, even though I don't like quoting the Bible that's been changed like a million times. Okay. But they left this story in there about Jesus, Yeshua, Jesus, was walking down the street and this lady ran up to him thinking that she would be healed if she touches him. And she touches his garment. And she had was riddled with some type of disease. I don't know what it was, and it instantly healed her. And Jesus turned around and felt the virtue go leave him, and he said like, who touched me? And then the crowd parted, and then she said, it was me, Lord, or whatever. I just needed to heal myself, and I thank you. And blah, blah. He says, you didn't heal. I didn't heal you. You healed yourself.
Mhm.
Your faith in me in healing yourself did it. So you just said it, Nina. It's like when those people are chanting, you have to have the belief that you will heal yourself. Okay? And that's with anything.
We
Once you
have that
believe.
power. It's
Huh?
where mind over matter
Yeah, there you
comes
go.
from.
Yep.
If you don't mind, you won't matter. Okay, I'm just playing. But anyway, yeah. So
So
yeah,
that's exciting.
we started with
Yeah.
AI and now we're here, and I love this is why I like having conversations with you guys because
Mhm.
it's really awesome. This is not an interview. This is just conversation, and we are basically looking at the world as we see it, and we're just seeing it in a different light. As sovereign individuals, all of you guys are sovereign. Okay, you know that you are. A lot of people don't realize that they are. They think that they gotta be at the whim of some religion or some person or some government. No, you don't. You all you have to be is self-contained and be sovereign over you. You're not being sovereign over everybody else. You're just sovereign over you. And once we all do that, we're gonna lift this whole planet to a place that's never been freaking seen in our times. Okay, it's gonna go back to the ancient times, but it's time for us to do it. Okay, like I said, 90% of our DNA has been deactivated. Imagine if we get 20 to 30% back.
Oh,
I think it's happening right now.
we're gonna be the biggest, brightest planet.
Yes, and then we're gonna get rid
You
of
are
money.
the biggest show in the universe right now. Like literally everyone is watching us. Like,
Uh-huh.
are they
Yes.
gonna do it? Wow.
Hey
It's like,
guys, hey guys, we're here.
and we're gonna do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
We
we all
are.
we're
support you
doing it.
guys.
I think we volunteer. I think you are a volunteer. Nancy is a volunteer. I know I'm a volunteer to come here to help with this process.
Yep.
Yeah.
People think that was taught that Christ is coming back, the return of Christ. We are the Christ. We collectively are the Christ. Christ consciousness is just the love of the universe. It's the love of source that's within us all right?
Mhm.
It's
The
also this
creative part.
crystalline light body that vibrates at a very high
Mm-hmm.
pace, which we are
Yeah.
going back to. So
Yep.
it's the crystalline structure of our bodies.
Right. There you
Yes,
go.
And
that's
from
beautiful.
caterpillar to butterfly.
Yep.
That's what transformation that we're going, metamorphosis that we're going through right now. And it
Yeah.
is the most incredible thing. Like the whole galaxy is looking at us like, wow, it's never been done before. Never before has a planet been dumped into 3D and organically pulled itself out of it. And we're doing it
We're
without much
doing it.
help.
Yes. I love
Don't
that.
tell us, don't tell us we can't do it. That
Yeah,
means we're gonna do it. That's
exactly.
how
Yeah.
that's how we're built. We're built that way. I mean, 23 in me. Okay. I like the way you said that, Anina. All right. Yeah, like that was so obvious.
We have like royal DNA, man. We've got royal DNA. We've got
Yeah.
Yes.
23 of the most successful star races DNA within us.
That's right. All those stories about like Marlin and all these stories, like they could create things out of thin air, like with magic and all this other crap. Those things, those stories are not lies. They were actually truths that where we come from, how we were before we were tricked into slavery. And here we are. So I think there's a lot going on that we will be very amazed, especially about the part that we were talking about earlier about beyond the ice wall and beyond the no-go zones. There's probably ancestral people that's out there that's helping us now,
Hmm.
Yeah.
okay, to achieve the goal where the seven continents here is going to organically raise themselves out of slavery. I can see it. I can feel it. I know it.
they're rooting for us. They're getting the champagne
Hmm.
ready, huh? Because things
Yep.
are about to pop. And like I think you said, Nancy, what did you say about Cool and the Gang being booked for?
Oh, I don't know if I can talk about that,
Oh,
but
okay. Cool.
um it's okay. But I think it's very interesting that I came upon that information and I was like when I well, I won't go there, but um let's just see what happens.
Let's just say we're in for a good
Celebrate,
celebration.
good time, come on. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, we're gonna be celebrating. I'm
Yes, we
celebrating
are.
already, guys. I'm in the mood for celebration. I'm in a festival. Every time I get with you guys and people who like spirit and like mine, it's such a beauty to get to talk like this,
Yes.
because when you're talking to someone that's not awake, you know how
It's
teeterous
painful.
that could be. It's like, oh my God. And then you have to go back and say, oh no, exactly that wasn't like the actual truth, blah blah. And you got to be in a teaching mode. You know,
Mhm.
with you
Yeah.
guys, I don't have to be in a teaching mode. I can just say, hey, this is that and this is that, and you guys already know it. You have this inner knowing. Have you guys realized that you feel like you have been getting more and more of your information and confirmations from source, not from anything outside of you,
Yeah.
but from inside of
Oh yeah,
you? Okay.
absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I'm feeling
I'm
that
On a
today.
seriously
daily.
activated. Like
Yeah.
literally every time there's solar flares, all this energy, those angels that they saw in the sky, we've got so much
Hmm.
support, not
Right.
Mhm.
direct interference, but just enhancing the energy. And we're getting that remembrance of who we really are.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
our blueprint being restored. We're getting more connected, we're getting more intuitive. It's incredible. And Sarge, joy is how we're going
Mm.
to get over the line. And it's
Yes.
difficult, but how can you be joyful when all this stuff is going on in Gaza? Well, crying, at this stage, we have to start building the new earth and trust that
Mhm.
these things are being dealt with. Me
Hmm.
posting doom posting about it on Facebook is not going to help the people in Gaza or the people in the tunnels. What will help is if we start through joy and high frequency, start co-creating the new earth. The old will
Mhm.
just fall away, it will just crumble. People
Yep.
will not pay
Yep.
attention anymore. It will be
It's
outdated.
There's so many things that's going on in the now. It's amazing. What you just said is happening. The ridding of the old guard is happening. The children are being rescued. The women and men that were put into slavery is being rescued. It's like, yes, you're right. Joy and faith. Faith in creating a world that we want. That's why I get so mad at podcasters that go out there and keep repeating the fear shit. Say,
Mhm.
oh my
It's
God.
like literally not helping anyone. We've heard that for
No, they're
five
not.
plus years. We've
Yeah.
got to move on. If you know how quantum physics work and manifestation, you can't create a good result by just, keep focusing on a negative aspect. And this is why we as the volunteers are here to lead the rest of the planet. While they come to grips with all the awful stuff that they're only discovering now, we have to move forward and build this new utopia
I
Mhm.
or
want
restore
I want to ask
utopia on
I
the
want to ask
planet.
both of you guys. I want to ask both of you guys. When you hear something that's fearful, how many seconds do it take you to just dismiss it?
A split
Immediate.
second.
A
A
split
split
second.
second? Yeah. Yeah. I'm down to like 0.1%, 1 second.
And
Soon
I
as I
just
If
hear
somebody sends
it,
me some fear porn title of a video, I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. I don't want to
yeah,
right.
hear it.
right. Yeah, I don't even look at it no more. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Before I would be intrigued. Like, let's see what they're talking about. And
Right.
and
Yeah,
they
we've
Right.
been down the rabbit holes already now. It's
huh?
done. We've been down all those rabbit holes. It's done. We
Yes,
have to move forward
yes,
now.
yes. And this is what's the beauty of it, that we have put ourselves through basic training. All
Mhm.
right. Doing all a lot of people say Q was just like a LARP. Okay, it was bulls. Yeah, it made you introspect, or it made you into an introspective being because it uses a Socratic method where you have to think. Okay. Q asking questions and saying, hey, what about this? What about this? And what about it makes you go dig and say, what about this? Holy shit. This is, oh my God. Or and then you find it out, and then you go from one to the other, and then you find others that find the same thing, and you say, holy shit, I thought this was that. Yo, we're all actually doing this in real time together. And we're creating, like you said, Anina and Nancy, a new earth, a
Mm-hmm.
new way of living. We don't have to go back and live in fear and slavery, you know? Even though that's what we've been taught, we can just shun that like like an old sweater. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, you're done. You know, and
I love it.
yes,
The
And I
cabal's like an
just
old sweater. You guys are
yeah.
done.
Yeah, an old pair of socks. You know when the socks get
Sticky
old
sock.
and they get little holes in them and shit. You know, you start you start like, oh, I gotta throw these socks away. You get first it starts at your toes, right? A little hole come in the toe. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's time to get rid of those socks. It's time to get rid of these socks that we had on for the last 450,000 freaking years. All right, it's time to go.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
They're
right,
not gonna serve us anymore.
yeah, yeah. Your
Or they
services are
never
no
served
longer
us,
needed.
really.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're not going back to slavery. We're not. We're moving
Imagine
forward.
that. Imagine
Never.
that.
May have to
Imagine
drag some kicking and screaming, but where we go one, we go all. So,
that.
Yeah.
they'll adjust at some point. I don't think it'll take very long, but we're going to a very good place, and um it's a great time to be alive. It surely is.
Yeah.
How exciting to be here for us. Imagine like the first wavers that are perhaps not here anymore. They
Mhm.
never got to see the fruits of their labors. If you look at Dolores Cannon's three
Yeah.
waves of volunteers, we're probably second wave, most of us. But think about the first wavers. They're already gone. They're not enjoying the fruits of New Earth, but we will. So isn't that just such an exciting time to be
Yes,
part
it
of the,
is. Yes, it
you
is.
know,
But the soul never dies. The soul never
I,
dies, and so
yeah,
they
yeah,
are
there you go.
living.
yeah, but the
They're
souls
already
still love
there.
experiences, and this is the biggest show on earth right now
Yeah.
for souls. Many wanted to come, many could not come. Only the bravest could come.
Yeah, they didn't pick rookies. Okay. We volunteered, but we had to have an experience. Everything is done by experience with the soul. It's not time because the soul is eternal. It doesn't live or die. It lives forever. Okay. And we had to use experience as a way to help the souls here that's got trapped here. The earth is a crime scene, but it's not yet lost,
Yeah,
So we can come here and help. We're not saving it. We're helping them save themselves. That's the way I
Mhm.
look at it.
yeah.
This
We're
species
here to
needed.
clean up the crime scene.
Yes,
Right.
yes. Yeah, there you go. I like, we got a yellow tape around the planet. All
I
right.
think we're
And
about at
yep,
least three
Yep.
quarters way through now.
yep. Yo, who controls the past controls the future. So we're starting to control the past now. Have you realized that? We are the
Mhm.
ones that setting the narrative. All those fear narratives, they're just falling to the wayside very quickly. It used to last for weeks. Now it's
Mhm.
lasting only like maybe a day,
Right.
if that. Have you noticed that, guys, on this new
Yes, I
timeline?
have. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. So I want to
So
thank you guys, man. This has been interesting. I love it. I want to do this over and over and over again into the end of time. Okay. Thank you guys for being here, man. So,
Thanks for having us, Sarge.
yeah,
yeah, it's been so fun. And I love just letting it organically flow, not trying to fit things into a box. That's when the best stuff comes out. So yeah, thank you so much, Sarge, for setting this up and holding the space for the international community of national sovereigns.
there you go. You got it. You got it. Finally.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome, right? We are all connecting for a reason. And I didn't do this. Source did this. This is what's going
Mm.
on. All right. We are connecting because we are probably a part of the same soul groups. Okay. We all came here to help. We're not demanding. We're just saying, hey, wake up. Okay. This is you. You are in control. You, what you say, you are royalty. Okay. Stop looking for something outside of yourself to confirm who you are. You are royalty. You are connected to source. You are part of everything. You are part of all that is. You are part of God. You are God experiencing God as you. That's who you are. And people don't get it. They'll get it. Just like they've been lied to about everything. Once you repeat the lie, it becomes the truth. Now, once you repeat the truth, it becomes the truth and it gets rid of the lies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very simple. It's not hard. It's not that complicated. You know, that's why nobody can come after us who's preaching self-sovereignty and peace, love, truth, and prosperity. What in those things are you against? Are you against sovereignty, self-sovereignty, autonomy over your body? Are you against peace? Are you against prosperity for everybody? I want to see who's out there raising, everybody should know. No, not everybody should be prosperous. And everybody should be like slaves. No, you can't. That's why nobody comes after us like they do rest of the group. Because I'm not focused on money. I'm not focused on anything but the liberation of this planet. That's it. Okay? We are the money. People don't realize that. We
We
are
are
the
the
currency.
currency, the
We
Yep.
are the
currency that moves
currency.
through our body.
Yes.
The energy,
And,
yeah.
and, and the currency that they want the most was our DNA. I'm gonna say it again, 23 and me.
Makes you think.
They're in the news now because they went bankrupt or something. Like
Yeah.
what's that other DNA site?
Yeah, there's another one. I forgot the
Yeah,
name.
that went bankrupt. I forgot because I don't pay them any mind, but any of those things are gone because they were using them for negative results. They was trying to control the earth by changing and getting the DNA sample. Actually, I think they was looking for people like us. For
They were
real. I
seeing
really do.
what do the divergents have in common? What do the rebels have in common? What's
Yes,
happening in that
yes.
DNA?
They probably already know the frequency of the DNA that what we are. And hey, if we volunteer our DNA, our blood, they can look at it and say, oh, yeah, Anina's one. Oh, Nancy, oh, you got that spark too. Oh, Sarge, you're one. And they can target us with anything that they want to try to keep us.
And that's exactly what they've done,
Yes.
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. They create diseases to attack.
Bioweapons. Let's call a
Yep.
spade.
Yes. Yep.
Bioweapons.
Bioweapons to attack us. That's what they've been doing. That's what the CDC, that's what the freaking World Health Organization, that's what they were created for. They wasn't created to heal shit. You know
No.
what I'm saying? They were created to basically keep us in check.
Yeah.
We should be living.
Exactly. Exactly.
We're thinking like 100 years is old. Back in the day, we used to live like 1,000, 2,000 years. These bodies are actually regenerators. You know,
Yeah.
you can live as long as you want, basically, until you want to just go and do what you got to do, the next step. But it's happening
Exactly.
now. It's really happening that we're talking about it, and the tool that they thought that was going to divide us, we're using to unite.
Yep.
The internet. The internet is here, and just like somebody just said, one of you guys said, we can't go back to slavery. We're not gonna, I think it was you, Nancy, saying, oh,
Yep.
we're not gonna be slaves anymore. Are you crazy?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Are you freaking insane? And hopefully the white hats are doing their job and they're gonna do it well. But let's say, for instance, that they fail. Guess what? We are here.
Mm-hmm.
There is no failure. Yeah,
Failure is not
believe
an
me,
option.
it's not an
No, it's
option.
not an option.
Okay.
And
All
I
right,
think we
guys.
already won. So
All right, guys. I think this is gonna go over an hour or so. I think Anina's got things to do,
We
and
can probably
Nancy.
speak for 5 more hours, but we can leave that one for
yes,
next time.
we'll
Yeah,
do it
yeah,
for next
yes,
time. We'll
yes,
save it for next time.
yeah. I never
Awesome.
get tired of talking about this. I never get tired of talking to you guys. You guys are lovely. You're beautiful on the inside and out. And I am so amazed that there's so many people like us that are here and we're waking up at the same time. And for all of you guys out there listening to us, you're not alone. And I'm not talking about extraterrestrial species and other, I'm talking about with us. We
Soul
are
Tribe.
souls here as a family. We welcome you to join with us at any time. We're not going to say, "Hey, you did this, or you took this, and you did that." Hey, the slate is white clean when you come. When you say,
Mhm.
"Hey, I'm ready to move on," and that's what we are. We're very forgiving as souls because that's what we are. We all one, So
It's
once,
great.
yep, once we grow and we get to the point where there's critical mass, there's no. I think we already reached it. We already reached it, and now
Yeah,
we're reaping
maybe
the
we're like
benefits.
1% off, but we're pretty much there.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so that's it for me. You guys want to say whatever you got to say, and now we're gonna end this.
Nancy.
I'm just looking forward to the future and
Futures now.
yeah, well, future's now. Watching watching it all play out
Yeah,
um is has been a very interesting cry, you laugh, you cry, this whole process has been just outstanding, and the way that the
Epic.
military and our commander in chief are playing this out is brilliant. It is. Um and we're almost there.
yeah,
Absolutely genius. And the only thing that we can do is in every now and moment, like you said, there's no future, it's only now. Make
Mhm.
the right choice in the now moment, in every now moment from now on.
Right.
Because we do affect the field, the quantum field, our thoughts, our emotions. And if we have negative thoughts, well, that's not what we want to send out there. So just keep focusing on the beautiful new earth that we are co creating. It is like right here. All we need to do is get rid of the fog, and it's there.
that's right. Let's become the dash, just like the dash between 45 dash 47. That who's going to be known as the dash? The fake Biden, the fake administration. We're dashing towards our future. Okay, so yes, we are here, man, and there's no turning back. I mean, we can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's over. It's over. So everybody out there, peace, love, truth, and prosperity. Anina has a channel. I'll put it in the link. Okay. And Nancy is just a part of the family. She'll be here whenever she can. She works hard. So we'll be back soon. All right. So
So I'll
peace.
upload and also
Yep.
put links in.
Yep. Peace,
Much
love,
love,
truth, and
guys.
yep.
Prosperity.
Peace, love, truth, and prosperity to everybody out there and self-sovereignty.
Love it. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.